Car's all painted. I actually put another coat on. The 2 coats look nice. I had a little dry spot up by the window. And one thing I'll say is I know from past painting cars, it's not good to go in and just spray one spot because it doesn't work that way. I generally like to paint the whole car as one coat. I do not like going back in and trying to touch something up. What happens is it leaves a dry spot around the place that you're trying to fix. And I've done it too many times to know. So what I just done is I waited until it was dry, and then I went in and touched it, and I went in and threw it on another wet coat, and this is what it looks like. Come on, let's take a look at it. Let's take a look at it. It's very, very, very nice, flat and smooth. It's very nice, flat and smooth. Looks very nice, I think. Looks actually beautiful. I will not try to buff anything out of this car. What dust is in it will be washed off, or it's good enough. I generally don't buff my cars, but this paint job I think is great. And the reason I say that is because it's nice and flat and smooth. And when you get outside, this thing's going to look fantastic. It's going to look fantastic. I'd be lying to the public if I said we never got dust. That is not true, but we did lay on some nice coat of paint. And I don't want to lie to anybody. But the job that we sprayed on that car went very well. So we're going to sit down here this morning, and I'm going to play Murray Povich. Right? Here we go. The test is in. You know what I mean? The lie detector has been told. Let's get to the facts here. You can't prime over 80 grit scratches because you'll see them in the car. Well, we know that's a lie. We know that's a lie. You can't sand primer with the DA and get it straight. Well, we know that's a lie. You can't do body work with a DA and get it straight. We know that's a lie. You can't hand sand the primer because you'll make it wavy. We know that's a lie. You can't use Windex for pre-wash. Well, we know that's a lie. You can't get a good paint job with a $39 gun. Well, we know that's a lie. And you can't touch the car with your hands at any time. Well, we know that's a lie. I thought that was pretty funny. So the test results are in. The car looks fantastic. We did not see any sand scratches in it. The body work, come look at the body work, baby. Come look at the body work. You can remember me doing this with the DA here. This is DA work. Can you just look on the side of it? You can more or less tell that. That's DA work there. We used some body work down here. We did a DA with it. So we know that if I can, you can. That's what I'm saying. So as this job, it's proof in the pudding, right? It's not like this is my first time doing it this way. And I am comfortable telling everybody the way I do it because it works. I've done it time after time after time after time after time again. And I would never tell anybody the wrong way to do something. Let's face it, not anybody's just going to jump on the DA and start mowing on filler and making it perfect. No, they won't. It takes a little bit of practice. It takes time, but it can be done, and I've shown you. Now what we're going to do today is we're going to peel off some paper. I'm going to try to peel off the paper on this side. I'm going to go very careful again. See what happens, see what's going on. If everything goes good, I'm going to try to get some red pinstripe on. It was very fun to play Murray today. I was hoping for the guy, but it was a lie. But anyways, it is what it is. Just having fun with it, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to show anybody the wrong way, that's for sure. I'm trying to show you the fastest way that I have figured out how to do it. The fastest way I have figured out how to do it. And I am not scared to show anybody just because the proof is in the pudding. It's right here. I mean, I just showed you. I mean, I don't know what more anybody would want than proof. What more would anybody want than proof? We'll just go easy on this. And also, when we peel this off, if there's any black on the silver, this is what I'm hoping, or this is what I'm saying. The silver is shiny, it's never been sanded, so you would be able to take a little bit of buffing compound and rub that off. So just keep that in mind. And if you don't believe me, Murphy Pulvich will tell you. He'll tell you. The black and silver looks so nice, eh? A little dust going on there. This is pulling off fairly easy. Reason being, we use the lesser tape. We'll just get one side going here. See what we get going. See how happy we are. Think he'll mind the green pinstripe? How's it look in the camera going around? Good. So it's not a lie. Okay. That's all I need to know, because we pulled the video up. Baby, that don't look so good. Baby, that don't look so good. So we're just peeling the tape off one more time. We taped it all up again. We had to open the doors all up to retape it off. Somebody said they missed us retaping it off. Well, what we did is we found out where the gray went on the inside of the door when we primed it, and then we just went back a little bit further because we had to clean that off, and then we had to retape it. So when we retaped it, we used all the information that we had when we looked inside the door to try to make it look the best it could. That's what we did. We did not go inside there and start painting stuff, and I'll tell you the reason why. If it's peeling on the outside of the car, I'm afraid what it's going to do on the inside of the doors. Where the inside of the doors are all painted that stuff black, it's fine just the way it is. You're not driving with your doors open. And if you are, I don't know what to say. Be careful. Be careful. I'm happy the way with everything laid down. It's got no texture to it. It's got a gloss texture to it. And it looks nice. I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it. Oh, okay. When I find what happens, I've done this black paint job before, trying to help somebody out, and I sprayed it at low pressure, and it was orange peely. That's what happened. It was orange peely, and I learned from that. And I was always thinking to myself, how am I going to get that to lay out? Also, I heard someone say that's not a. When I first sprayed the car, I put a wet coat of paint on it. I was always told to put like a tack coat on first to get the paint to stick. Well, no, you've sanded the car to make the paint stick, and paint is sticky, so what I'm saying is if you put a thin tack coat on first, what you have done is you've just changed the texture of your polished primer. That's what you've done. You've changed the texture of your polished primer. And when you're sanding something with 400, we're not straightening nothing out. That should already be done. That should be done. With the 80 grit, it should be straightened out. All body work should be straightened out with the 80 grit. Really, all the primer's for is feathering and making the scratches go away if there is any left. That's all it's doing. So generally, there's not much straightening going on with. I like to block the primer with a 220. It's a little stronger than the 400, and it will work on the primer, straighten primer. Yes, it will. It does not work on body fill, in my opinion. Not as good as 80. So the 400, sanding it by hand, I'm just polishing the primer. The 220 with the block was the one that I was working the primer to make it on the side. You can see no feathering problems on the side of this car whatsoever. They look fantastic. You would never know. All the edges of the doors look nice. Paint looks nice everywhere. It's nice and smooth. There's no dull spots in it. And like I said, all dust is free, and I'd be lying to you if I said there was no dust in this car. That's a lie. And I just want you to know that, because I am normal just like you are. You know what I mean? We are who we are, and I'm not scared to say it, because there is. And I'm not scared to say it, as I'm not buffing it either. It's staying exactly where it's at. It looks gorgeous. When you get it outside, it'll look beautiful. I am not spending another 2 weeks sanding it down and polishing. No, I'm not doing that. She was a urethane paint job, and I'm very happy with it. Very happy with it. As so should anybody else, if you know what I'm trying to say. Polishing a car takes a lot of time. Takes a lot of time, and you really want to be devoted to polish a car, because let's face it, you can try, say you've polished it, but unless you've sanded it all down to 3,000 grit and bring it back up, you have no idea how long it takes. No idea. And the material has to be there. So if you're going to polish something, I would never polish something with 3 coats. I would want more than 3 coats on something if I was going to polish it. You know, 3 coats of urethane is 3 coats of paint. Yes, you can polish it. Yes, you can. I'm not saying you can't. But you're taking a chance with, you know, with going through if you've got 3 coats. If you have 5 coats or 6 coats, then you've applied enough material to do the job, if you know what I'm trying to say. That comes with another thing, is if you have enough material on to wet sand and polish. And why do we wet sand and polish? We're trying to get the texture and the fine particles of dirt out of the paint job. We have got no texture. We're looking good. We've got no texture. Doug's going to put a red interior in this thing. This thing's going to look bad, isn't it? Ooh, red interior. Now we're just going to take some time. I'm going to try to peel this stripe off this side, or this tape off this side. This is always nerve-wracking stuff. Jolene did a better job this time taping than she did the last time, and she knew what in here, like how to get that tape in there and get that pressed in there nice. She did a really nice job. She did a really nice job. Yeah, I just want to see where I want to start. And a little piece right here, I guess. I can't see where that one starts down that end, if you know what I'm trying to tell you. Now, when I peel this tape off, I'm going to pull down on the tape. This is the touchy part, You don't generally paint a base. I would say this is probably a base clear on the bottom. I'm not quite sure, but you don't generally paint a urethane paint job two-tone. But seeing where we're painting it black, we have the choice to use whatever kind of paint we want it. So that's what we had, and that's what we used. That's generally what I do. Also, the base clear would have taken a lot longer, a lot more time. Me and Doug are trading labor and time. Doug has also give us money for material. He's a good man. It's cutting off very nice so far. Very happy with it. Nice straight line, nice and crisp, is it not? Mm-hmm. Nice and crisp. Who's that guy in the... You're looking at me. Better mind your own business, buddy. And if you don't know, black cars look better in the shade. Black cars look better in the shade. Let's take our time here. Let's go gentle. This is where a feller can have an issue at any time. And we know that's the truth. Don't we, baby? Huh? Nice and straight, nice and crisp line on that. Wow, that's nice, isn't it? What? It's surprising me. That's a nice crisp line on that. Breaking off nice too. I think that the hardener, the clear hardener, makes that urethane paint just a little bit better. I think it does. And the reason being, it just makes it, I think it hardens it just a little bit harder. Yeah, that's what I think. The high pressure I spray the gun with is because I want that paint to lay down like that. I could never get the paint to lay down like that if I did not put it on high pressure. I couldn't get the paint to lay down like that. It wouldn't. I've tried it. I'm going on everything I do, or everything that the cars that we do, or the things I do here, have become under trial and error. So as I've done it for years, the trial and error is telling me whether I'm doing a good job or not, you know. And this is the way I do it, and I'm not scared to show you the way I do it because I'm confident in the way I'm doing it because I've done it so many times. I want to get that off there somehow. But confidence only goes so far. Let's get real. Confidence only goes so far. You have to be practical, I guess. And that's exactly what I've done. I guess I've tried to make the body job as practical as possible. We'll have to go over the materials sometime, and we can talk this paint job through. We had 40 grit sandpaper. We had some 80 grit sandpaper. We had some 220 sandpaper and some 400 sandpaper. And I'm guessing there's probably $100 or $200 worth of sandpaper to do this job. I'm guessing, it's just a guess. We had a gallon of primer. So the primer is 150, we'll say. 150 for the primer. We're going to say, I'm not adding this up, I'm just putting prices through. Someone else can add it. We had a little bit of body fill, not much, but a little. We had a little bit of welding on the front fender here. We did the hole up front. We had to do a little bit of welding. We used some black paint. And don't forget the trusty $39 gun, right? We had some reducer with that. The materials can get quite heavy when you start buying paint and stuff, like that clear hardener. I think that just the clear hardener itself is $150. It can go up there quite a bit. But I have made this job as practical as possible. Whether you understand or not, I have. Or that's what I do. Make it as practical as possible. I'm just trying to roll the edge up. I'm going to get a razor blade. I might just going to pull the tape out. Not going to do anything special, just pulling the tape out. And using the DA to do the body work, I mean, can't tell anything was ever done there or anything was ever welded. We're going to take a little undercoating, put it up underneath that piece there, put a little crown on it, make sure it's got some undercoating on it. That's what they're for. We used some paper on this car. We used lots of tape on this car. Yeah, the materials keep going as you keep thinking about. We used some tape, some paper. Did it twice. Paint is breaking off really nice, except for right there. Look at that now, would you? Ooh, come off, look at that. Good. Awesome. Gotta like it. We sanded on the edge of that tape, so, you know, it has a chance to fail, but it has not. It has not failed. Don't blind yourself in that paint, sweetheart. Don't blind yourself in the paint. It's funny how quick the dust comes back in the room. Like, you can see dust. You know what I mean, isn't it? You come back in, there's dust in here. It's just a dusty spot. We will not try to touch the paint at all for a while, because as soon as you touch that paint, it scratches it, as soon as you touch it. So we're going to just try to leave it alone for a while, try to just, if it looks like there's something there you want to brush off or sweep away, just leave it alone for a while. It'd be nice to give it 2 or 3 good days to at least harden, you know, its full potential, and then start swiping on it, you know, cleaning it off and stuff. But right now, I would never swipe anything off it. I just, whatever's there is there. We just leave it. That's what happens. You just leave it. Yeah, we're going down in here. Good job, baby. Good job. Looks good. Good job. Jolene taped that off. She looked like she did a great job. Didn't you, baby? Huh? Great job. And if I'm quiet, it's because I'm thinking about the paint, I'm thinking about the paint, the tape, and all that stuff. Good job. Looks good. There's lights that go in here, so obviously it's okay. Space there. Pulled off a little paint in the inside the light there. I guess that's going to have to be okay as long as you don't pull off the outside. There you go. Who's your daddy? Beautiful. The more and more Jolene tapes up, the better she gets. That's with anything, I guess. The more you do, the better you get. Beautiful. Gorgeous. I'm happy with that. Very happy. That looks good. That looks very, very, very nice together. Dashing. It looks really good compared to what it did look, if you know what I'm trying to say. The black on top before was not at its best. I'm going to pull this off because I want to get the door open. Now see that stuff that goes on the car, I'm not going to swipe at it. So if stuff falls off and hits the car, I do not swipe at it. The window come out on this side of the car because because the door handle, the window affected the door handle. We want the door handles off, so that's what we had to do. That's what Doug had to do, and he did a very good job at it because it was quick. This tape job here, I just put it on the face of it, and I'm hoping it did not bridge, and it's feeling really good. When it bridges, it's a rough moment because you have the chance of pulling your paint off, and I hope I did not bridge anything. I want to pull up on it, not down on it. I could pull down on it, I could pull the paint off. I'm going to pull up, so I'm going to pull the tape away. Good. Good. I don't have it. Good. Looks good. Come look. We just left the inside of the doors the way they were. Nothing went in there. We're all good. We'll just clean that up a little bit. But what I want to do is I want to get this tape off right this second. That's what I'm going for. I want to get the tape off. So we'll just click that door shut again. I'll just peel that off, I guess. Just put some tape on the back side of that so it did not go through. Now, when we get to doing the inside the doors, that's another big job in itself. That's another job. Like that job, painting inside the doors, should have been done before this job was done, if you know what I'm trying to tell you. Then you tape the inside off and do the outside. But we're just doing the outside. It would have been very, very involved to get all the inside the door done and not get nothing on the gray. Didn't want to go there. Did not want to go there. Didn't want to go there. But now we'll have to come, I see a little bit of like gray on there, a little gray on there. We'll have to try to clean that off. That's things that happen, that things you got to try to deal with. And we'll deal with it. All it is a little bit of paint. Got a little tiny gun over there. Psst, psst, psst. Fixie poo poo. Or we can just take and try to wash it off. Thinner is a good thing to try to get things off, but you got to be careful you don't hit your paint. Beautiful. I'm thinking that this side, I'm going to put some pinstripe on this side because that's what I want to do. I want to pinstripe, peel all the paper off, and let Doug do his deal. I'm going to help Doug put the windows in, put the door handles back on because he'll need that help doing that. He will. It's quite a job to put that window down in there. But the pinstripe I want to put on, we took it off. What I'll do is I'll just put it on there. I'll run it with the black line or the silver line. I'm not sure. We have hardly any ridge there whatsoever, which is nice, if you know what I'm trying to say. You can look at that and then look at the ridge that we had on the primer. There's two different ridges going on there, if you know what I'm saying. Like if you look, it's not a big ridge compared to what we had on the primer, and it looks really good. Really happy with that. Really happy with that. Alrighty, so I'm going to get some pinstripe. I guess that's the video, putting some pinstripe on this bad boy. And what I'm doing is I'm just going to get a cloth here. We used up all the paint that we had in the bucket. We put 3 coats on it, had to put another coat on it. And that's one thing that you'll find out when you get spraying cars. It's one thing I've learned, that if you have a little, like a spot that you do not like is not wet enough, you have to wait till the next coat to get it. You have to, if you try, like if I painted the car and it looks all shiny and I come in, there's a little spot up here that looked a little dry and I put a little paint on, it would flash out around the outside of it and it wouldn't look that good. I've done it before. I've done it before, and that's why I'm saying it. Just wiping this paint off down here with any dust, that's all. Now, I'll go along here. We'll put the pinstripe all on in one piece, and then we'll cut it in between the doors and roll it around the door. That's what we're going to do. We'll put it all in one piece, and then we'll come razor blade, cut it, and carry on. And that's what we'll do. With a red interior in that car, wow. That thing's going to be smoking. Yeah, now I want the red pinstripe. The line looks pretty good on this car. Not bad. So I'm going to go with, which line do you think I should go with, Darylyn? The gray line, the black line, in the middle of the line? I think I should go right on the bottom of the black line, don't you? And put it on this part, put it on the silver, and go with the black line. Oh, or do you want to go with on top of the black? Maybe we'll put it on the silver this side and the black on the other side. I'm thinking that It doesn't much matter, does it? Or there's a body line there, but the pinstripe can go anywhere it wants to. To me, if we laid it on the down here, what do you think? As long as it's both the same on both sides, I guess is the main objective, I guess. And see, if I lay it in the middle, we're right in the middle of the groove, okay? If I lay it in the middle, one part of the pinstripe is going to go up, one part of the pinstripe is going to lay down. So we might as well lay it on the flat part. So we just made our decision. I'm going to cut this off because it's not right. Because it's not right. Scissors are all over there because we had them over there yesterday. What? Alrighty. Put some pinstripe on this thing. She looks good. Now see, this is the part right here where it gets me. Old Blindy McGee's has a hard time with this. And that's me, Blindy McGee. All right. I'm going to give that to you. I'm going to give the camera to me. I'll get a razor blade. Stick it in there. I'll get a razor blade. If I put my Murray glasses on, I'd probably see that. Huh? Just keep stabbing at it until you hit it, I guess. Come on. Blind as all get out. Huh? Yep. I'm sorry. Try not to bend that if possible. I'll take the camera. Here. She's just gonna get that off for me. Here we go. I'm going to run it along the bottom of the black. So I'm going to use the black as a line. I'm pretty sure I'm going to. I'm going to use the black as a line and run the red on the silver. And I do need my glasses. I got to get them glasses. Damn things. Where are them things at? Where'd I put them? Someone on the tube is saying they're over there. They're over there. Did I take them back? Right there. Here they are. What?
Do you want a white plug in?
No, I ruined my glasses too. Look at the black on them. I can't see shit. Now, if we're going to do this, we're going to pinstripe this car blind. Got so much in my hand here. I'm going to take this and pull this up here a little bit and do it this way. Now look, if I get this stuff crooked, you can always peel it back off. I can't see shit with them glasses on. Can't see shit either with that. How's that look? Not bad. Just stick it on there lightly. Come on. Look good to you? Looks good to me. Now, I'm just going to tack it down a few places with my fingers. Just because if I start rubbing my fingers along that, pushing that down, what'll happen is it'll take off. It'll rub somewhere else because it's not stuck down, just stuck down in places. And I'm just touching it down with my fingers right at the present moment, making it look half decent. There's no ridge in between the pinstripe that I see. I didn't see any ridge. Looks good. Looks good. You know, looks good. Just going to touch it down now. Get a little something right there. That's all I know. I think it looks good. Just pushing it down now slowly. Yeah. We're halfway in between each one, I would say, a little bit. I can feel a little bit, but I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. It's not as coarse as it could be. I'm okay with it. Pair of scissors. Just razor blade that and fold around the other side. I want something sharp, so I do not. I know it's right there. I'm just going to get the pair of scissors here. I'm going to see if I can snip it off with scissors instead. That's what I'm going to see. That razor blade's dull. Dull. This one here is not. I should have pulled that tape out of there. I like to cut that with a razor blade. This razor blade seems to be dull. I'm just going to tuck this. I'm going to stick this razor blade in here and tuck our tape or pinstripe on the edge of that. Here, just pressing that on there, tucking it. Just holding it there for a second, tucking it. I guess I'm trying to solve this. I'm going to cut this one off, but there's tape I want to push off here. Okay. This will tuck this one. And we'll leave the back one alone for a minute because there's some tape there. That razor blade's too dull for me to do that. I can cut the back off. Come on. Just leave that like that. Jesus. Tail light goes over top of that. And we'll just leave the pinstripe there for now. That hurt nothing. Hurt nothing. Just pushing the pinstripe on a little better. Got a little razor blade over here, I think. On there, on the floor. Remember seeing the razor blade yesterday? Yeah, me neither. Look at that. Razor blade. Just going to cut the back door. Just cut this off and fold the edge. Just going to take this edge and just, you can be careful. You can do a lot with a razor blade if you're careful. Just tuck that on there. Tuck that in there. I'm just holding it there for a second so it stays a little bit. Good. I will. Jolene wants me to untape this window. For sure, baby, for sure. We got lots to do today. Today we'll take all the paper off, get all the pinstriping done. That's what we'll do today. And then maybe tomorrow we can invite Doug down and put the windows in it, get the door handles on, and see how mad and disgusted and can't be trusted we can get. It shouldn't be bad. They come off easy. They come off easy, so they should go back on easy. That's what I'm hoping. Just trying to make sure I don't cut the window. We taped his rubbers all up. He has new rubbers on this car. We made sure they were all taped up good. Maybe too good. Maybe. And this is what I would call a basic paint job, you know. This is a basic paint job. To me, it's a basic paint job. I guess what's not basic about it is what we had to do, you know, to paint the top. It's not basic to paint the bottom first, then the top. That's not basic. But basically, it's just a basic paint job is what we done to it as far as priming it, fixing it, and spraying it. It's just basic. We didn't use any big dollar material. Like we didn't use the $400 primer and the $2,000 paint and the $800 spray gun. We did not do that. This is just a basic, what's that word you got to tell me to use? Practical. It's a practical paint job for a nice car. It's a practical paint job for a nice car. Nothing but, nothing more. That's what it is. A practical paint job for a basic car. You know, we want to make it look the best it can, for sure. That's with everything. You want to make it look the best you can. But let's face it, this is a basic paint job to make the car look really nice. That's what it is. Doug will be proud to take his wife Kathy to have a coffee somewhere or a tea. You know, in the big old Jaguar. Do. I guess I'm going to do it. This one here we taped off. I'm going to get that back window open somehow. Come back here and take a look if you want. So this is what we done this time. This time we cleaned the inside of the door, and then this time it had a little primer on the top here. So we took this piece here and went in a little further and let the black paint go in, and it did a good job. Beautiful. Did what it was supposed to do. If you come this way, sweetheart, come this way and look. If you're looking that way, it's got some nice paint in there on that lip. That had primer on it before. Looks better, don't it? Looks way better. And the inside of the door just has to be cleaned and washed. It's a little dirty, but hey, it is what it is. And what we did is we taped all the way around the rubbers here. Looks really good. Awesome. Yeah, and the hand thing, we're making fun of the hand thing that you can't touch the car. Well, anybody that's in this business should know that oil, grease, or a silicone or something like that, you're looking for trouble if you're touching your car. So when me and Jolene are messing around here, and I'm not saying messing around, but we're working here, and we go to work on the car, we just take a little spray line, wash our hands off, before we get going and do anything silly like work on the car with grease on your hands. That's just as simple as that, you know. And you have to admit, if your hands are building the car, why are you not allowed to touch them before you paint it? You know, It's kind of that thing, you know. Let's face it, it's all with moderation. Like Jolene has taught me, life is moderation. You can do anything you want as long as you do it in moderation, you know, moderation. And sometimes it's hard for me to do that, moderation. But what I'm saying is it's just called common sense. I would never come in here and touch the car with grease on my hands. You know, I like to touch the car because, like I said, you don't know if there's dirt on the car unless you touch it with your hands. You can look at it all you want. I swear by that. You can look at it all you want. You do not know if there's dust on that car unless you touch it. I got a little bit of tape right here I got to take off. It looks good. Beautiful. Love it. Love it. Pull this off. And every piece of this car, as we get going here, that's put on the car makes it look just that much better. Just putting the pinstripe back on it, how much better did it look? You know what I mean? So every piece that you put a door handle, you put on the door handle, then you get the gas cover door, then you get the piece of chrome that goes in the middle of the trunk, then you get the piece in the back, the taillights on it, the bumpers on it. That's when it starts looking good and you start getting excited. You start just looking at it the way it is. It looks fantastic the way it is, but when you start piling all the stuff back on it, the windshield wipers, all that sort of stuff, it really does bring the car back alive. We're going to peel this window off. We might as well just keep on rocking and rolling until Jolene gets her time. This is what we're going to do today. We're just going to peel off the paper and stuff. Make it, try to get it look the best we can. Any dust that falls on the car, I'm leaving it there. Don't care. And I'll tell you the reason why. Because as soon as I swipe that, you'll scratch it. How do I know that? I've done it. Oh, I'm sure it won't hurt none, baby. Everything I do is I learned from experience by, like I said, if it wasn't for my mistakes, I would only know half of what I know. That's true. I would only know half of what I know. You can go, come baby on this side. You look on the side of this roof, we feathered that. We took that paint down, we had to feather that, and look how nice that looks. You can't see no feathering whatsoever. We did a good job feathering that off. We did a good job feathering that off. And we did that with the primer and 220. That's what we did it with, primer and 220. We did not do it with 400. 400 we scuffed, we polished, that's what we're doing, we're polishing primer. The 220 helped me polish that off and make that look nice. We have to give credit where credit's due, and the 220 did that for us. You want to go to the back behind you, sweetheart? The more and more we peel off, the better it looks. Beautiful. I'm hoping Doug's real happy. I'm hoping he's happy. It's the main thing, I guess. Got a little bit of tucking going on there, I see. And I know who did it, too. Don't I? Yeah. Damn it. All right, this is where get you sometimes, take a little time. Got a little that tape underneath there I have. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. See, I just had to talk to it nice, that's all. I had to talk to it nice. Oh, look at that now, would you? It left me a little piece. Make my old heart work. Huh? It's called. We're going to take the pinstripe, rip that piece off, and just leave that right there. It's not hurting nobody. Not hurting nobody. Let's do it, I guess, huh? Let's do her. You said you couldn't do body work with the DA. We know that's a lie. Look at that. Look at that door. We put the little Bondo on there. Huh? You never see that in a million years. You would think that car was perfect. But I'm just teasing. I'm just teasing. And the only reason I'm saying that is because, you know, I'm just teasing because I want everybody to know that they can do the exact same thing. It just speeds it up a little bit. And you can use different tools to get the job done. All right. Where are we at for time? 52. I'll peel some of this, peel this window off, make this look nice. And then we'll go from there. Just go slow. Sometimes you get anxious, but probably should just go slow, make it. It's like Doug told me. It's all in the preparation. You know what I mean? Presentation. Sorry, excuse me. It's all in the presentation. You know what I mean? Get off the paint. It's all in the presentation. A lot of nice work was done around the windows. It had some rough stuff around the windows quite heavily, and we got it out quite nice compared to what it was. I'm very satisfied with that part. Very satisfied with that part. Beautiful job taping that off. Beautiful. Beautiful. And I'll tell you the reason why. Because the tape come off nice. And that's how I know. And that's how I know. If you're having a hard time getting your tape and paper off, then you know it's probably not a good tape job. And the reason being is it's been tucked somewhere and you're having a hard time. It's been tucked somewhere and you're having a hard time. It's hard to believe how strong that tape is sometimes, eh? See, here's where you can get you on this sort of stuff. We're looking good. Looking real good. There we go. Look at that. All right. I could dive right in that. Looks like chrome when you go around, like when you go like this. Can you see that? When you go on the side of it, it almost looks like chrome. Come back here and just look in the quarter panel. Like it looks like chrome, doesn't it? Like, wow. Hey, who's your daddy, Dougie? Looks like chrome. What, baby? What? What? And also, just because this one laid out nice and everything went well, does not mean that I don't get runs or I get boo-boos. Does not mean that. Sometimes it can happen on you. It's just you have to have it in your brain before you go in what can happen and try to fix all them problems before you start spraying. But I've had every problem that you can think of. I've had from runs to fish eyes to whatever can happen, I've had happen, and you just play off of that and try to do it better next time. And that's how I do this game. Just try to do it better next time. But this game, this thing I've done on this car, I've done it this way, most of my time because I figured out the most practical way to do it, to get it done, to make it look nice. And this is my way of doing it, and I hope you take something from it. If you do, if you don't, that's good too, whatever. But like and share, comment, and ring my bell. Right? Ring my bell. I think next we're trying to get a couple things in order, what I want to do, what I want to do. There's a couple things I want to do for people. I'm trying to get them in order before I start. I think I'm going to paint John Wilson's air station first. So we'll show how we do that. That shouldn't take too long. Just a paint job or two or whatever, how many different colors he wants. I'm not sure what color it's going to be. I'm thinking it's going to be white rose. But we'll do that. We're going to louver a hood. We're going to louver a hood for a man that we've been doing some trading with. We bought a Jaguar off him, a 73. We're going to do a louver a hood for him and maybe doing a little touch up on something. And then it's off to doing Jim's car. We're going to put Jim's car on the last part of the burner because the two jobs before his are smaller than his. And I just want to make sure I get them two small jobs done before I jump into Jim's car. But that's what we're going to do. Also, I will do a little bit on Jolene's car in between if I can. I will. And me and Jolene are in love, so it doesn't have to be finished today, does it, baby? Huh? It just prolongs the experience, doesn't it? Once we get it finished, well, then what are we going to do? I guess some people don't understand that. It's more of the journey than anything, To do a car, yeah, it's more of the journey. Looks good, eh? Looks good. I'm happy with it. Very happy with it. It's looking better and better the whole time. The more and more paper we get ripped off it, the more we look at it. It looks better and better. Better and better. This is just a basic paint job. This is a basic paint job. This is not your show winner at Detroit. Well, could be, if you picked it. But you know what I'm saying, just a basic paint job. Doing the best we can with what we have and keeping it practical for the job. And we know that's the truth. Oh, Murray. Just go slow. How many minutes you got, baby? You got too much time yet? You still going good? 59. We're going to go to 60 minutes, people. Peeling off good on this side. 60 minutes we're going to. This hour has 60 minutes. That a baby? We're just going to take our time here and peel this off and do like we did the other side. What's that, baby? No rush? No, I'm not rushing. I can't rush this. You cannot rush this. Yeah, I'm Canadian, not Russian. I'll peel this off and then I'll get that back window off. Take a look at that black paint. Come in here and take a look at the black paint with Doug's wood. How nice that looks. Who's your daddy? Yeah, it sure looked nice all put back together. Do 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 do. Beautiful. I took and put a couple, I didn't show that either. When this car was painted, there was some gray primer in around the gas cover doors. I took and put a bolt in that one and made it go up a little higher, so it held the door up high enough that the paint would go in around it. This one here, I just put a little screw in the hole and it made the door stay up off the paint so we could paint in around it. Just little things that helped do the job. Ooh, I don't want that. That's where you can get in trouble right there. You start tucking her, but there's some chrome on that edge there that we didn't want any paint on. Take it easy when I go across here. Take it easy, chatty. Trade your side, sweetheart. Just put the tape on the face of it. We start tucking her and then she'll start ripping off. That's when you find you have a lot of problem with bridging. Oh, I want to wish Dave Vadum good luck on his car and Richard for spraying it. Dave Vadum sent us a little picture of his car he's doing this morning, his Nova. He's making a gasser out of her. I want to wish you luck. I wish you luck. Right? That's what it is, a little bit of luck, a little bit of experience and a little bit of luck, a little bit of each. Is it not? It's like you said. Would you want a doctor who's done it for 30 years to do your heart surgery on you that takes 20 hours and done it for 20, 30 years? Or would you want a heart doctor that's done it for 100 times and done it 20 minutes and you're in and out? Which doctor would you pick? Does that make sense?
Time mixed up, whatever.
I got the time mixed up. How'd you explain that to me? It's all good?
A doctor that's done it once for 1 year takes 20 hours to do it, or a doctor that's done it 30 years and takes 20 minutes to do it.
Okay, I can't repeat that. Disregard that last comment. Disregard. I was trying to say something that Jolene was telling me, and it made a lot of sense when she was telling me. I just haven't got it yet. It's an interference engine. It's an interference engine. Oh, I remember. Don't you worry. I remember. Why do I remember? Because I made a mistake, right? I remember. And if you don't remember your mistakes, well then, you're not learning. You're not learning. That was a good one. If you're not remembering your mistakes, you're not learning. That black, that chrome looks so nice against that black. Wow. Huh? Whoop, whoop. And they can't hear you because I have the mic on this time, can't they, huh? Sorry, people, we get mixed up sometimes. Jolene said she'd run down to get some batteries. Somebody was not happy that the sound was not that good. Some people probably don't want to hear what I'm doing, just want to watch. It's kind of funny, isn't it? But Jolene went and got batteries this morning. You can't hear her because of that fact. Once the batteries are on, she gets blocked out somehow. And that's how sometimes when we get with Doug and them, we do not, like we had a mic system given to us here a while back, but it's hard to mic everybody up when you're doing it on the fly. You know, we're trying to be real as possible, and it's hard to make it real as possible if everybody's coming in and getting wired up first, if you know what I'm trying to say. It's hard to do that. So we sometimes we're off and on that part. I'm going to call it a good for now. I want to thank everybody for watching, liking, and sharing, and comment. I want to thank everybody. The YouTube page is growing, and so am I. And I say that because I learn from my mistakes every day, and I try to keep them in focus in my brain so I can make it better. But things are going well. We're going to keep peeling the tape off. We'll put the pinstripe on this side. We will not touch it anywheres. I'm not rubbing with nothing, touching with nothing. The dust can stay on it. Do that in the end after you get it put together. Ring my bell.